Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. And we're going to continue with Pine Tar Baseball, our 1975 alternate replay of their epic series. And we too have reached a Game 7. In our alternate replay, the Reds have home field advantage. Jim Rice will play for Boston, and a DH is used in all games. This is Game 7, all hands on deck. The Boston Red Sox put their hopes in the faith of a Canadian. Reggie Cleveland, a right-handed hurler, 13-9, 4.43 ERA, gets his first appearance in this series. While the Reds go back to Game 1 winner, Gary Nolan, or was that Game 2? Let's quickly check. I can't remember if it was Game 1 or Game 2. Anyhow, Gary Nolan did win the game. And that was Game 1. So they go back to Game 1 winner Gary Nolan in 1975. He was 15-9 with a 3.16. Winner take all, Game 7, all hands on deck. For the Boston Red Sox, Bernie Carbo will lead things off and play right field. Cecil Cooper is at first. Freddie Lynn bats third in center field. The cleanup hitter, Jim Rice, is the DH. Carl Yastrzemski is in left. Carlton Fisk does the catching. Juan Beniquez at third base. Denny Doyle at second base. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, Rick Burleson. As we stated, Reggie Cleveland up on the bump for the Bostonians. For the Cincinnati Reds, Pete Rose leads things off at third, followed by Little Joe Morgan at second. Johnny Bench does the catching. The cleanup hitter in left field, George Foster. Tony Perez is at first. The DH for Cincinnati is Ken Griffey Sr. Merv Redemond's in right field. Davey Concepcion at short. And batting ninth in center field, Cesar Geronimo. Gary Nolan up on the hill for the Big Red Machine. Game 7, series knotted at 3. Brandon Baker, the touchdown maker, is here in Cincinnati to witness this Game 7. As he says, here we go. Alrighty. Gary Nolan, right-handed hurler. At home, he's an A-plus first 2 times through the lineup. Then he drops to a C. Both pitchers will have short leashes in this Game 7. He has no automatic strikeouts or walks. Maximum innings pitched before any modification, 7. For Reggie Cleveland, Cleveland can go 7 innings before any modification. He is a C-grade pitcher all the way through the game, as long as he's in there, as long as he is not battered, and there's a grade drop. But again, short leashes for both men up on the mound. Here's Bernie Carbo to lead things off. Mike McAllister, how you doing, my friend? Hope all is well. We had many prayers and thoughts going out to you, Mr. McAllister, and it looks like you came through with flying colors because you're here in the chat, so that must be good news. Anyway, very glad to see you, Mike McAllister, and God bless. Bernie Carbo to lead things off. Left-hand batting left fielder against right-handed throwers. Reaches safely 0 through 40. Let's see if Carbo can start off the Sox in style. Nolan is ready. Bench sets the target. Game 7 on its way. That's a 3. That will be a 64. And that will close the door on Bernie Carbo. As Carbo bangs it to Morgan. Morgan flips to Perez. 1 down. So Carbo is retired 4-3 for the first out in the top of the first. And that is out number 1. Striding to the plate, left-hand batting first baseman, Cecil Cooper. Cooper, against right-handed pitching, reaches safely 0 through 35. Nolan kicks and deals to Coop. And that is a 1, and that's going to be a 15, a derivative of 5, possible single. But Gary Nolan is an A-plus pitcher the first 2 times through the lineup, and a single turns into a foul ball on the next pitch. Swing and a miss. So the A-plus comes into play right away as Cooper Ks. Two outs now here in the top of the first for Freddie Lynn, Gold Dust Twin number 1, American League Rookie of the Year in 75, and MVP. Can Lynn have a little 2-out magic? The pitch from Nolan to Freddie Lynn, that is a 1, that is a 34, and that will be a walk. So Freddie Lynn works a walk, keeps the inning alive. First base is not occupied. The A-plus does not come into play, and it's not a derivative of 5. So Freddie Lynn walks. 2 outs. Lynn at first, joining us at the ballpark. Jim L., how you doing? Captain Carl 8, and Fandom D. Saint. Please check out that wonderful channel, Fandom D. Saint. David the Saint, for all your TV review needs. Hope all is well, my good friend David. As Mike McAllister said, you all prayed for me. I had open heart surgery. Thanks. I needed all the prayers. Well, we're glad you came through it flying colors, my friend. Derek Rao has joined us. He says, let's go Sox. Mike McAllister rooting for the Sox. Captain Carl 8, I would assume, is rooting for the Sox. All right. Here's Jim Ed Rice, Gold Dust Twin number 2, against right-handed pitching, reaches safely 0 through 33. Bench goes through the signs. Nolan nods his head. He deals to Jim Ed Rice. That is a 4. That's going to be a 51. Strike 3 on the breaking pitch. Big swing and a miss. Nolan walks 1, strikes out 2, and the Red Sox are retired in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first, due up for the Reds, Rose, Morgan, and Foster. So a good start for Gary Nolan and the Cincinnati Reds, the Big Red Machine. As everyone's wishing well wishes for Mike McAllister. Reggie Cleveland, the Canadian, steps to the mound for the Red Sox. He takes his warm-up tosses. Pete Rose, switch-hitting third baseman, awaits a step in the left-hander's batter's box. Cleveland, a right-handed thrower. Rose is ready. Cleveland's ready. Fisk sets the target. The pitch to Charlie Hustle. He reaches safely against right-handed pitching. 0 through 40. And that is a 2, and that is a 10. Single C grade turns into a double. So Rose with the 10 doubles over the head. Actually finds the gap right center between Carbo and Lynn, and he stands at second. Not a good start for the Canadian Reggie Cleveland. So a double for Charlie Hustle. He's clapping his hands like a maniac at second. As Captain Carl 8 says, you assume correct, Al, considering my name on here and picture is of my favorite player, Yaz. Let's take a sip of water. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Thank you for joining me. That brings up little Joe Morgan. Morgan will swing the stick. He's not going to sack, that's for sure. The pitch from Cleveland to Morgan. It's a 2, and that's going to be an 86. So Morgan, who reaches safely 0 through 45, that's not going to help him on this. He swings the stick, fly ball to center field. Lynn will make the catch. And holding at second is Rose. There's one out. So good job by Cleveland to battle back and get the first out here in the bottom of the first. Johnny Bench steps to the plate. Bench, right-handed catcher, right-handed batter. Against right-handed pitching, reaches safely 0 through 36. The pitch to Johnny Bench, Reggie Cleveland, that's a 24. Oh boy, and that will be a walk. So Cleveland in a bit of a pickle here, as Bench gives the bat to the bat boy and trots down to first. 1 out, 2 on for the Big Red Machine, and there's already some milling in the bullpen for Boston. We don't see who's up yet. That brings up Speak Softly, Carry a Big Boomstick, George Foster. Foster, the left fielder, right-handed power bat, reaches safely 0 through 36. Cleveland hoping for a double play ball off the bat of Foster. Takes a deep breath. He rocks and deals to Foster. That is a 6. It's an 81. And that's going to be a fly ball to Freddie Lynn in center. He makes the catch. Rose retreats back to second. Bench retreats back to first. So Cleveland and the Sox 1 out away from getting out of this mess. But they have to get through Tony Perez, power hitting first baseman for the Big Red Machine. Can Perez get a clutch 2-out hit? Fisk goes through the signs. The Canadian Cleveland nods his head. He rocks and deals to Tony Perez, who reaches safely 0 through 34. That is a 1. That is a 98. It will be a error range play check. And it will be an error. It will be an error. 46. That ball is hit to Beniquez at third. And he has a very good error rating of a 2. But unfortunately, we did roll a 2. And Beniquez boots the ball. So Beniquez boots the ball on 46 star with 2 outs, base runners advance, 2 bases, and that goes into left field. Rose will score 1-0 Reds on the error by Juan Beniquez at third. Bench goes first to third. Perez reaches on the E5, no error, but it's 1-0 Cincinnati, to the joy of the Big Red Machine fans here at the stadium. So Perez reaches on the E5. No run batted in. And Rose scores. So Rose scores. Bench to third. Perez at first. Beniquez, disgusted with himself at third base, is shaking his head. Rico Petrocelli wondering why he's not in, but that you would have done the same thing, Rico. And here's Ken Griffey Sr., the designated hitter. Bench 90 feet away from giving the Reds a 2-0 lead. Cleveland has to regroup here. Should have been out of the inning. Unearned run. The pitch to Ken Griffey Sr. from Reggie Cleveland. That's a 59. Griffey reaches safely 0 through 39. So the 59, ground ball to Denny Doyle. He's up with it. He flips to to Cooper, and the side is retired. But an unearned run by the Reds give them a 1-0 lead as we go to the top of the second. Every run so important in this Game 7. In every baseball game. but it's magnified in a Game 7. Due up for the Red Sox in the top of the second, Yastrzemski, Fisk, and the man who booted the ball, Juan Beniquez. Celebrity Bikini has joined us at the ballpark, a.k.a. Jake Cruz. Hope all is well. As Brandon Baker, a Reds fan, says, we'll take the runs any way we can get them. So Gary Nolan back up on the bump. And here comes Captain Carl Yastrzemski. Yaz playing left field against right-handed pitching. Reaches safely 0 through 40. Nolan deals to Yaz. That's a 6. It's going to be a 27. So Yastrzemski will walk. Yaz works a walk. Red Sox have the tying run at first base to start off the top of the second. That will bring the catcher, Carlton Fisk, to the plate. Oops. Second inning. Fisk, the go-ahead run at the plate. Reaches safely against right-handed pitching, 0 through 37. Bench sets a target to pitch to his counterpart, Pudge. That's a 5. That's going to be a 76. Good job by Gary Nolan. Fly ball to right field, and making the catch is Merv Redeman. Retreating back to first is Yastrzemski. 1 down for the Red Sox. If you're just joining us, they trail 1-0 on an unearned run. The run came in when Juan Beniquez committed the error at third as we rolled a blue 2, which is just bad luck for the Red Sox. Speaking of Juan Beniquez, he comes to the plate. Beniquez, against right-handed pitching, reaches safely 0 through 27. Nolan looking for the double play ball. He deals to Beniquez. That is a 3. That's a 73 on the ground. It could be 2, but he lifts it in the air. Merv Redeman coming in, and he'll make the grab once again. Yastrzemski retreats to first once again. So a walk and now 2 flyouts to Merv Redeman. And the Reds are 1 out away from getting out of the top of the second. Left-hand batting second baseman Denny Doyle steps in the batter's box for the Bostonians. Doyle reaches safely 0 through 31 against right-handed hurlers. Nolan's ready. Slide step to the plate to Denny Doyle. That's a 5, and that is a 55. Ground ball to Morgan. Morgan takes his time, flips to Perez. The leadoff walk doesn't hurt. The Red Sox are retired in the top of the second. Scoring at home 4-3. We go to the bottom of the second. Due up for the Reds, Merv Redeman, Davey Concepcion, and Cesar Geronimo. Reggie Cleveland goes back to the mound. As Derek Rouse says, I'm watching this and the actual Red Sox game. Ha! Ha! Excellent. We like that. What's the score of the actual Red Sox game? Take a sip of water before we start the bottom of the second. Our good friend Sports Time Machine has joined us at the ballpark. Check out that wonderful YouTube channel. His last game, I'm not going to spoil it. Just check it out. It was something really, really good. Here's Merv Redeman to face Reggie Cleveland. Redeman, right-hand batting right fielder, reaches safely 0 through 35. The Canadian rocks and deals to Merv Redeman. That's a 6, and that's going to be an unlucky 13 for Cleveland, as that is a single to right field. So Redeman goes the other way on the breaking pitch, and once again, the Big Red Machine have their leadoff runner on. This time with a single. So Redeman's at first. pretty good base stealer, except he is a D base stealing opportunity, so it has to be the 7th inning or later. And Davy Concepcion steps to the plate. Sacrifice hit chance 89. And they're going to play small ball. Concepcion goes to bunt, and it's an 86. Holy cow. He will have a successful bunt, but it was a little closer than everyone would like. An 86, 89 success. We almost foobarred that. And that is an even roll. Fielding it is the pitcher Cleveland. He thought about going to second, but went to first for the sure out. Covering first was Denny Doyle on the wheel play, so that is a sac bunt, and that goes 1-4. Advancing to second. Is Merv Redeman. We figure out how sac 1-4. 1 out. Number 9 batter for the Big Red Machine, Cesar Geronimo. He's knocked in a few runs in this series, and he has an opportunity to knock in another. 1-0 Reds. Redeman in scoring position. As he advanced after the sacrifice, he singled. And here's Cesar Geronimo, left-hand batting center fielder. Reaches safely 0-34 against right-handed pitching. On deck, Pete Rose, who's doubled. Cleveland peeks over his shoulder, now looks in at Fisk. The pitch to Cesar Geronimo, that's a 2, that's an 81. And an 81 is a fly ball to right field and Bernie Carbo. Carbo makes the catch for the second out. Merv Redeman at second is going to attempt to tag. .45, so 45 and under, he will tag. Anything above, he will hold unless it's a 77, 88, or 99. It is an 86, a good strong throw by Carbo as Redeman bluffs. 2 down, top of the order, Pete Rose. Rose doubled his first time up and scored on the Benitez error. Redeman will be off on contact. Cleveland looks in at the switch-hitting Rose in the left-hander's batter's box. He rocks and deals to Charlie Hustle. That's a 6, and that's a 29, and that will be a walk. So Rose is on for a second time, and that's Reggie Cleveland's second free pass. So Rose walks. First and second, 2 outs, 1-0 Cincinnati, and little Joe Morgan steps to the plate. Morgan 0 for 1, flew out to Freddie Lynn in center. Cleveland takes a deep breath. He's ready. The pitch homeward bound to Joe Morgan. That is a 98 and a dreaded error. Range check once again for the Red Sox. And this time, there will be no error. The Red Sox will make the play. That is a 51, and it is hit to Benitez. Benitez knocks it down, picks it up, fires across the diamond to Cooper, and the side is retired. So Benitez makes an amends at third base, at least on that play. Top of the third, 1-0. The Big Red Machine. Scoring at home, that's 5-3. So Reggie Cleveland not pitching badly at all. Due up for the boys from Boston, Burleson in the top of the order, Carbo and Cooper. Back up on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds Big Red Machine, Gary Nolan. First 2 times through the lineup, he is an A-plus pitcher. Then he drops to a C, but I doubt they'll stick with him once he goes to a C. All hands on deck. This is a Game 7. Tex Leaguer. Hope all is well. As he says, Richard sucks. I believe he is talking about the starting pitcher for the Boston Red Sox tonight. I believe it's Garrett Richards, right? Something like that. Here's the Rooster, Rick Burleson. He's hoping to crow. Top of the third. Nolan deals to Rick Burleson. That's a 3. That's a 99. It'll be a foul ball. No one on base. Burleson steps back in the box. We do it again. Pitch inbound to Burleson. That's a 1, and that's a 12. And that will be a single. So the Rooster will crow on that 12 as he punches the ball to right. Took the outside fastball and went with the pitch. Tying run at first base in Rick Burleson to start off the top of the third. We go to the top of the order. Bernie Carbo. Carbo 0 for 1. He grounded to second. Nolan hoping for the double play ball. Pinching the middle for the Reds. Morgan and Concepcion. Nolan peeks to first, now looks in at bench. Slide step to the plate. Oops, wrong person. There we go. There we go. Pitch to Carbo. That's a 1, and that's going to be a 56. Swing and a miss. Carbo looking to jack it out of the stadium here in Cincinnati. Hit nothing but air. Carbo now 0 for 2. That's the third strikeout for Gary Nolan. First out here in the top of the third. Reds lead 1-0. This is an elimination game. Game 7, series tied at 3. So with 1 out, Burleson still at first base. You're not stealing on Johnny Bench's arm, that's for sure. Here's Cecil Cooper. Coop was a strikeout victim. Bench sets a target. The pitch to Cecil Cooper. That's a 4. That's going to be a 75 for Coop. And that will be a fly ball to Merv Redeman. Redeman just waits for it to come down. And that's out number 2. How do you do? Burleson retreats back to first. 2 outs. Burleson will be off on contact. Here's Freddie Lynn. Lynn walked his first time up. Lynn hoping to go bippity boppity boom to the moon and give the boys from Boston a 2-1 lead. And I keep flipping Johnny Bench's card. Cecil Cooper. Come on, Al. Get your head in the game. The pitch to Gold Dust Twin number 1, Freddie Lynn. It's a 5. It's a 24. Either way, it's a 24. And that is a single. And Burleson is a moderate runner. He will go first to third on the single to center. So the Red Sox looking to do some 2-out damage here. Freddie Lynn's now 1 for 1. He's been on base both times. A walk and now a single. Can Jim Ed Rice finally break out? He has not done well in this series at all. Two outs, runners on the corners for the Red Sox. Burleson at third, Freddie Lynn at first, and here's Jim Ed Rice. Rice, too, was a strikeout victim of Nolan. 0 for 1. All of Rice's frustration could be let out if he jacks one out of the ballpark to give the Red Sox a 3-1 lead. Nolan's ready. The windup and the pitch to Jim Ed Rice. That's a 6. It's a 38. Swing and a miss. Oh, my Lord. Got him on the breaking pitch. Second time. Rice has K'd. The Red Sox leave the tying run 90 feet away. Rick Burleson at third. Nolan now has 4 Ks. And Reds fans are quite happy with that. So Jim Ed Rice's struggles continue in this series. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Cincinnati. Due up for the Big Red Machine. Bench Foster and Perez to face Reggie Cleveland. Cleveland has given up 1 unearned run. Rice very frustrated in that Red Sox dugout. As Tex Leaguer says, this is remarkable how many Sox players of this era arrived via St. Louis Cardinals. So Reggie Cleveland back up on the perch for Boston. He completes his warm-up tosses. Johnny Bench steps to the box. Mark that. Hold on a second. And mark that. Bench walked his first time up. The pitch to Johnny Bench from Reggie Cleveland. That's a 47. Swing and a miss. Tied him up. He seemed to fool him with that slider breaking in on Johnny. And Reggie Cleveland picks up his first K. 1 down for the Reds. Here in the bottom of the third. They'll bring George Foster to the plate. Foster flew out to Lynn in center. He's 0 for 1. Fisk goes through the signs. Cleveland quickly nods his head. Pitch inbound to George Foster. That's a 6. That's going to be a 17, and that will be a single to left. So Foster pulls the breaking pitch between Beniquez and Burleson into left field. Foster's now 1 for 2. 1 out, 1 on for Tony Perez. TP reached on the Beniquez error, and that's how the Reds got their only run so far. It's unearned. Cleveland looking for revenge. Perez looking to poke one out of the park. The pitch to Tony Perez. Reggie Cleveland tosses up a 94. Lazy fly ball to left. Oh, that breaking pitch fooled Perez badly. Yastrzemski coming in. He makes the grab. Retreating to first with 2 outs is Foster. So Reggie Cleveland doing his JOB so far. And there are 2 down for the Big Red Machine in the bottom of the third. Here's Ken Griffey Sr., the designated hitter. Foster will be off on contact. He's a moderate runner. Sr. grounded to second. He's 0 for 1. The pitch to Griffey. It's a 2. That's a 0-1. And that is going to be a shot over the head of Freddie Lynn to center field. Foster's going to score all the way from first. Here's the relay throw, the slide. Safe! Ken Griffey Sr., has just tripled to center. The Reds take a 2-0 lead. On the RBI triple by Griffey Sr. Just when the Red Sox and Cleveland thought they were going to get out of it. Oh, boy. Daryl Johnson has the pitching coach on that phone for the bullpen. 2-0 Cincinnati. That is a clutch 2-out hit. For Griffey Sr., Perez scores. The Big Red Machine up 2-0. And Merv Redmond steps to the plate. Did I say Perez scores? Foster scores, excuse me. So Griffey stands at third with 2 outs. Boy, would Redmond like to knock him in. As Brandon Baker says, RBI Griffey. He's a happy camper. Merv Redmond is 1 for 1. He's singled. Can he knock in Griffey from third? The pitch to Merv Redeman. That's a 1. That's a 57. Redeman bangs the ball to Doyle. Doyle sends it to Cooper, and the side is retired. So Redeman grounds out to second, but the 2-out triple by Ken Griffey Sr. gives Cincinnati a 2-0 lead as we go to the top of the fourth. Due up for Boston, Yastrzemski, Fisk, and Beniquez to face Gary Nolan, who now has a 2-run lead. Remember, the Red Sox left him on the corners in the top of the third. Here's Yaz. Yaz walked his first time up. Nolan quickly deals to Yastrzemski, the elder statesman of the Bostonians. That's a 43. What will it be? Swing and a miss. Yaz was trying to jerk it out of the park, and Gary Nolan is dealing. That's his 5th strikeout. You can hear Brendan Baker cheering away. Another K for Gary Nolan. 1 down. Top of the fourth. Carlton Fisk, 0 for 1. He flew out to right. Nolan looks in at bench. The pitch to Pudge. That's a 5. That's going to be a 50. Swing and a miss! Unbelievable! Nolan, excellent movement on his pitches, and that one was a fastball. Nolan, 1 strikeout away from striking out the Red Sox side here in the top of the fourth. There are 2 down. Nolan has struck out 6. Juan Beniquez, who has committed an error that led to the first Reds run, steps to the plate. Beniquez is 0 for 1. He flew out to Merv Redeman. Nolan in a groove. He wants to go. He's ready. The pitch to Beniquez. That's a 4. That's a 68. Beniquez sends it to right field, and there's Merv Redeman. He grabs it, and the side is retired. Beniquez is now 0 for 2. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 2-0 Cincinnati. It'll be Concepcion, Geronimo, and Rose. The Red Sox bullpen is ready. Cleveland coming out for his 4th inning of work. He's a C grade all the way through the game. And now, we don't know how much longer he will stay in the game. Dick Drago is ready in the pen. Davey Concepcion, no official at bat. He had a sac bunt. Back in the second. Cleveland deals to Concepcion. That's a 2, and that's a 13. An unlucky 13 for Reggie Cleveland, as that is a single to right. As an outside fastball, the Reds just going with the pitch, not trying to do anything fancy with it, nor should they. And again, the big red machine puts a leadoff runner on, and when you do that, good things will happen. So a single for Davey Concepcion. Number 9 batter, Cesar Geronimo, steps to the plate. Concepcion, stolen base opportunity A, twice per game as we play it. And 83. Fisk has a 0 arm, so it's an 83. And he's going to go, and he is safe. So Concepcion steals second base. He's in scoring position. So a stolen base for Davey Concepcion. Geronimo steps back in the box. Will Cesar Geronimo bunt. 71, no, 59, excuse me. He will not bunt. He's going to swing the stick. Chance for him to drive in another run in this series. The pitch to Cesar Geronimo from Reggie Cleveland. That's a 2. That's a 98. And again, it's going to be an error range play check for the Red Sox. And it's a 0-0, so that's a range play. And Fisk picks it up, barehands it, and throws to first. They get Cesar Geronimo. It is a 0-0. Concepcion is a fast runner. I'm trying to interpret this now. It's definitely an out. So Fisk makes a nice barehanded play as the 8 is well above Fisk's error chance range check of 5. So he makes the play. 1-3. I would think Concepcion would hold. So that's the way we're going to play that. Nice play by Pudge. 1-3. 1 out. Oh, shoot. Hold on a second. That's the 4th inning. I don't want to get all mixed up here. And that's the 4th inning. Concepcion still at second. Top of the order, Pete Rose. So a good play by Fisk. Cleveland, 3rd time through the order, still a C-grade pitcher. Drago is ready. 2-0. They're going to stick with Reggie Cleveland. Rose is 1 for 1. He's doubled and scored and walked. The pitch to Charlie Hustle. Reggie Cleveland. That's a 22. How do you do? That's a 22. Is going to be a single no matter what. We do not have a positive fielder on the field for the Red Sox. Let's just see where the ball's hit. And that is a 63. It's hitting the left field past the dive of Rick Burleson. And because it is an odd number. Oh, he's a fast runner, though. He can still try to score. That's right. Davy Concepcion is a fast runner. Yastrzemski will try to throw him out at the plate. They're going to wave Davy Concepcion around. So Rose has a single. They're going to wave Concepcion. Yaz has an average arm. So 0 through 10. Concepcion's out. Concepcion's safe. Throw up the line. And it is 3-0 Cincinnati. A ribby for Charlie Hustle. Pete Rose. Concepcion scores. The Big Red Machine is rocking and a-rolling. And there's still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Single and a run batted in for Rose. Stolen base comes into play as Concepcion scores. And here's Joe Morgan, and that's it for Reggie Cleveland. Rose at first. We have a pitching change. Reggie Cleveland's day is done. Reggie went 3 1/3. And Dick Drago will be the first out of the pen. He can give you 2 innings. He's an A-plus pitcher. So it's Dick Drago. And Drago comes in the 4th. So Drago will go through his warm-up tosses. Red Sox down by 3. Things looking good for the Big Red Machine. Especially with their bullpen at home. They can throw A and A-plus pitchers the rest of the way. Drago's done. Joe Morgan steps in the box. Drago, a right-handed thrower. Rose at first, 1 out. Slide step to the plate to little Joe Morgan. Drago, 72. That ball's hit to Beniquez. This could be a double play that will end the inning. And it is. Beniquez to Doyle to Cooper. But the Reds do get 1. And after 4, they lead 3-0. So Morgan, double play. 5-4 to 3. Just what Dick Drago needed it to be. The Reds plate another run. We go to the top of the 5th. 3-0 Cincinnati. So things are looking good for the Big Red Machine here in Game 7. For the Red Sox will be Doyle, Rick Burleson. Speak of the English, Al. In the top of the order, Bernie Carbo. Gary Nolan is an A-plus pitcher to Doyle and Burleson. Carbo, he'll be a C grade. And depending the situation, he might be out of the game. Here's the pitch to Denny Doyle. 0 for 1. He grounded to Morgan at second. That's a 5. That is a 38. Grounder to Perez. He has it. The first baseman waves off. Gary Nolan takes it to the bag himself. 1 down. The Reds throw it around the infield. The Red Sox, with each out, impending doom. The number 9 batter, Rick Burleson, the Roosters, 1 for 1. He singled. Nolan's ready. Bench sets a target. The pitch to the Rooster, Rick Burleson. That's a 5. That is a 38. Swing and a miss. On the breaking pitch, another K for Gary Nolan. He's looking to win his second game in this series. Much more dominant in this performance than his first start. Top of the order now. Gary Nolan's pitching grade now goes to a C. So he has struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Boston batters. Nolan will face Carbo with 2 outs, bases empty, 3-0 Reds. The pitch to Bernie. That's a 3. That's a 72. Carbo bangs it to Concepcion at short. He fields it, fires to Perez, and 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox. So an excellent job by Gary Nolan through 5. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Bench, Foster, and Perez to face Dick Drago. The Red Sox and Drago cannot afford to give up any more runs. They're down by 3. Nolan has given Sparky Anderson his 5 innings. This is a deciding game. There is no scorching around. It will be, as they have a plethora of lefties coming up, probably Will McEnany. He's an A+. He's a lefty. Clay Carroll at home's an A+, and Pedro Barbone's an A+. There are 6 innings right there, plus Raleigh Eastwick, the closer, is an A. And they have Cooper, Lynn, Rice, Yastrzemski, so it's going to be Will McEnany. As McEnany, we're getting his card ready to come in and pitch a couple innings here. Unbelievable. The Reds have everything set up to win. Dave Little has joined us along with Dave Gardner. The battle of Uncle Dave's. Uncle Dave Gardner rooting for the Red Sox, and he has just unsubbed me for the gazillionth time, which throws off all the analytics. And then Uncle Dave Little is rooting for the Reds. Dave Gardner asks, how do I block Dave Little? ? All in jest, my friends. All in jest. So here is Bench to face Drago. The pitch to Johnny Bench from Dick Drago. That's a 2. That is an 81. Fly ball, right field. Carbo makes the catch. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Bench is now 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Cleveland gave up 3 runs. One of them was unearned. 2 of them were earned. 3-0 Reds. So we have 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Foster steps to the plate for Cincinnati. Foster is 1 for 2. He's singled and scored. The pitch to Silent George carrying the big boomstick. Drago fires it in, and that is a 71. Drago dealing. Hard shot to third. Beniquez backhands it, looks at his glove, fires across the diamond to Cooper, 2 away. 2 up, 2 down for the Big Red Machine here in the bottom of the 5th. And now stepping to the plate, right-handed batting Tony Perez. Perez reached on the Beniquez error that allowed Rose to score, and then flew out to Yastrzemski. He's 0 for 2. The pitch to TP Tony Perez. Drago fires in a fastball, and Perez jumps all over it as that is a single. A single to right. They busted him in, but Perez brought his hands in, and he singles to right. Fought it off on the 13, and that keeps the inning alive. So Tony Perez picks up his first hit. He's now 1 for 3. Inning stays alive for Ken Griffey Sr. He's grounded out and tripled in a run. He's 1 for 2. Perez is slow at first. Drago looks to first, now in at Fisk. Slide step to the plate, and Ken Griffey Sr. That's an 81. Griffey, fly ball, shallow right field. Carbo coming in, and the former Cincinnati Red makes the catch. Drago does his job. He keeps it a 3-run deficit. We go to the top of the 6th, 3-0 Cincinnati. This is it, folks. The deciding game, best of 7. Due up for the Red Sox in the top of the 6th. Cooper, Lynn, and Rice. And now who will come out and pitch? And Drago will be allowed to pitch the next inning because he only pitched a third of the prior inning. We're not going to yank him out in the middle of an inning. They wouldn't do that. So Drago can pitch the whole next inning. So Griffey made the last out there. Reds take the field. The new pitcher for Cincinnati, we're going to go with Will McEnany. So again, Nolan, he's in line for the win. He went 5 strong innings. His pitching grade dropped to a C, though, and now you're not going to fool around in a Game 7 to see how long you can pitch him. He gave up no runs, and he struck out 7, I do believe. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Nolan struck out 7. And McEnany comes in the 6th. You might see a pinch hitter for Cooper. We don't know yet. So it will be Will McEnany. I always say McEnany. McEnany. Cooper is up. So Will McEnany, left-handed thrower. Cooper against lefties, 0 through 28. The Red Sox are going to go to Dwight Evans. Evans will come off the bench. He'll move to right. Carbo to left. Yastrzemski to first. We'll do all that after. So Cecil Cooper's day is done. Cooper ends the day 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. Evans will come in. He's going to go to right field. Air chance 2. Excellent arm. Moderate runner. Carbo will move to left. Everything stays the same except he goes to left. And Yastrzemski will move from left to first base. So let's make these changes right now. Evans is going to pinch hit and then stay in to play right field. Cooper's day is done. Carbo will go to left field. We're just doing this all now. And Yastrzemski will go to first base. Exactly what we did in Game 1. So it'll be Dwight Evans to face the lefty. Will McEnany. Lynn's on deck. Rice in the hole. 3-0 Reds. Top of the 6th. Evans against lefties reaches safely 0 through 45. Red Sox desperately need base runners. The pitch from McEnany to Dewey. That's a 6, and that's a 96. So McEnany is going to win that battle. Fly ball deep to left, but not deep enough. Foster at the track makes the catch in front of the wall. 1 down, so Evans is retired. With each out, impending doom for the Beantown boys. 1 gone, top of the 6th. And here's Freddie Lynn, lefty-lefty matchup. Lynn reaches safely 0 through 30. Freddie so far is 1 for 1. He is walked and singled. The pitch to the American League MVP and Rookie of the Year from Will McEnany. And that is a 1. So it's a 29, and that is a walk. So Freddie Lynn battles McEnany to a walk. He has been on 3 times. That's his 2nd walk. Again, the Red Sox need base runners. They'll take him any way they can get him. You can't hit a 3-run homer unless 2 guys are on. 1 out, 1 on. For Jim Ed Rice. Rice has struggled in this series, and that's being polite. And when he has hit the ball, Joe Morgan has robbed it from him. Jim Ed Rice trying to make it a 3-2 game. McEnany looks to first, now in at bench. Slide step to Jim Rice. It's a 2, and Rice's struggles continue. That is a 95. Deep fly ball once again to left. Foster at the track, makes the catch. Retreating back to first is Freddie Lynn. Rice is now 0 for 3, is struck out twice, and now flown out to left. 2 down. For Captain Carl Yastrzemski, Nurse Teresa's entered the booth. How are you, Nurse Teresa?
Good, how are you? I was just coming to see what the score is.
Well, it's not good. It's not good. The Red Sox are losing 3-0.
Oh.
Now, who did you predict, Nurse Teresa, that the dice gods would favor? Speak up.
Red Sox.
Speak up.
Red Sox?
Okay. Well, I hope you're right. There's still a lot of game left.
What inning are you in?
They're not going to win, honey. They're not. I'm rooting for them too secretly. I'm supposed to be neutral, but I have managed the game correctly. The Reds have a bunch of A+ and A pitchers left to finish off this ball game. Not looking good. Not looking good for our boys from Boston. All right, 2 outs. Yastrzemski to the plate. Yes. As Nurse Teresa says goodbye, not giving up hope yet. Yastrzemski has walked and struck out. He's 0 for 1. McEnany deals to Yaz. It's a 6. It's a 28 for Yastrzemski. Swing and a miss. Had it been against a right-handed pitcher, it would have been a walk. But it's a lefty-lefty matchup. And McEnany gets his first strikeout. And the Red Sox go quietly in the top of the 6th. Sadness and dark clouds start to cover all of New England. Another strikeout for the Big Red Machine pitching. Bottom of the 6th, due up for Cincinnati with a 3-0 lead. Bottom third of the order, Redeman, Concepcion, and Cesar Geronimo. As Tex Leaguer says, Rice magically overcomes a late season injury, enters World Series, and totally blows. Yeah, he's been awful in this series. Oh, well, what can you do? He still might make amends. Drago, this will be his final inning of work. He's pitched an inning and a third so far, giving up nothing. Cleveland started the game. He pitched 3 1/3, gave up 3 runs. 2 of them were earned. Forgot to mark that down. 3 runs, 2 were earned. Here's Merv Redeman. Redeman is 1 for 2. He singled and grounded out. Drago deals to Merv Redeman. That's a 3. That's a 92. Redeman swings the stick. Fly ball to Bernie Carbo, who's now in left. He makes the catch. 1 down. Remember, Evans pinch hit. Took over in right field. Carbo moved from right to left. Cooper's out of the game at first. Yastrzemski moved from left to first. So Drago retires Merv Redeman as he flies out to Carbo. There's 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. And here's Davey Concepcion. He's 1 for 1 with a stolen base and a run scored. He's also had a sacrifice bunt in his first plate appearance. The pitch to Davey Concepcion. And that's a 0-6 as he rips that fastball of Drago's into left field. He was sitting dead red and smashed it past the dive of Juan Beniquez. Carbo fields it and throws it back in. Concepcion is now 2 for 2, and he can steal one more time, and you know he's going to be off to the races, folks. No one can say I cheat, that's for sure. So Davey Concepcion will attempt to steal his second stolen base, and then he's done. 0 through 83. He is out! He is out! Al, Red Sox fan, continues to mostly roll like poop on sac flies and stolen bases as it's a pitch out. Carlton Fisk throws down, and applying the tag is Rick Burleson. There are 2 down, so he is out stealing, and that is 2-6. Unbelievable. 83% chance, and I roll a 95. So he is out stealing 2-6. 2 down now. Drago pumps his fist. The Red Sox guessed right. Davey and the Reds guessed wrong. Joining us at the ballpark, Steeler fan 1933, a.k.a. Matt. Hope all is well. Hope you had a great birthday. Hope Dave Little and Dave Gardner also had great birthdays. Geronimo steps back in the batter's box now. So I forgot to move that over. After Concepcion was thrown out at second by Fisk on the pitch out, Geronimo's 0 for 2. He's flown out and grounded out. The pitch to Cesar Geronimo, that's a 5. That's going to end the inning. 66. You get your kicks on Route 66. If we find a negative fielder, this is a base hit. So Geronimo on the 66 hits it, goddammit, to Denny Doyle. And Doyle makes a dive for it, and that is a base hit to right, as we found the negative fielder. So Denny Doyle cannot make the play. Cesar Geronimo keeps the inning alive with the 2-out single. How huge was it to throw out Concepcion at second? Inning stays alive. Diving attempt by Doyle comes up short. Top of the order for Pete Rose. Charlie Hustle is 2 for 2. He's doubled and scored a run, walked, singled, and knocked in a run. 3-0 Cincinnati, bottom of the 6th, looking to add to that score. Geronimo, a speedy runner at first, will be off on contact. Drago peeks to first, looks in at Fisk, slide step to the plate, and Pete Rose. That's a 4. That is a 38. That is a walk. First base is occupied. It now becomes a 2-2 count. We do it again. Pitch inbound to Pete Rose. That's a 6. That's a 64. Better result for Drago. That ball is banged slowly towards short. Burleson charges, has it, fires to first, and they get Rose by a step. The side is retired. First time Rose has been retired. The Reds do not score in the bottom of the 6th. Dick Drago's day is done. We go to the 7th. 3-0 Cincinnati. And 6-3. Rose was out. Due up for the Red Sox in the 7th. Fisk, Beniquez, and Doyle to face Will McEnany. This will be his last inning of work, as we can continue to throw A-plus and A pitchers at the Red Sox. This is what you call an uphill battle for the boys from Boston. It is a battle of Bunker Hill. A battle of Lexington. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. To the 7th we go. Reds up 3-0. McEnany. So Drago's done. And it will be Jim Willoughby next. He's an A-plus pitcher on the road. So we'll just get him ready. And he can go for 2 innings. Fisk 0 for 2. He's flown out and struck out. McEnany deals to Fisk. Fisk reaches safely against lefties 0 through 42. And, of course, that's a 46. Swing and a miss! On the nasty breaking pitch. Second time Pudge has K'd. Holy cow. So the second time Fisk has gone down via the strike. 1 down here in the top of the 7th for Boston. McEnany has struck out 2 in a row now. Now I'll bring up Juan Beniquez. Beniquez reaches safely 0 through 39 against left-handed pitching. The pitch to Juan. McEnany, that's a 40. And that's going to be a range play error check on the Reds. Reds are a little better fielding team than the Red Sox. The Red Sox are not horrific. And this will not be an error because that's a 7. And that's an 85. So making the play in the field for the Cincinnati Reds is Cesar Geronimo as he goes racing towards the gap. Left center reaches out and makes the catch. Good job by Cesar Geronimo. Beniquez has now flown out 3 times. He's now 0 for 3. 2 outs, base is empty for Denny Doyle. Doyle actually gets on base a little better against lefties than righties. He reaches safely 0 through 32. On deck, Rick Burleson. The pitch to Denny Doyle from McEnany. That's a 4. That's a 49. Ground ball to Morgan. He's up with it. He flips to Perez, and 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox. As more gloom and doom enters the Boston dugout and New England. Bottom of the 7th, 3-0 Cincinnati. Due up for the Big Red Machine to face Jim Willoughby, Morgan, Bench, and Foster. So McEnany's day is done. He's gone his 2 innings. On his 2 innings, and he struck out 2. Jim Willoughby's going to come in for the Red Sox. This is where the Reds have a tremendous advantage. Well, the Red Sox aren't horrific on the road for their bullpen. So Willoughby will now come in. And he's an A-plus pitcher on the road for 2 innings. At home, he sucks. He's an E. And again, that's one of the things that absolutely fascinates me and I have a lot of fun with Pine Tar Baseball are the pitching grades home and away. I love it. You think differently. If you're not playing an as-played replay, I'm telling you, you're not going to do what they did in real life. You're just not. Or you might, I don't know. I try for the best matchups possible. And I'm not playing as played, so I can do that. So Jim Willoughby will come in, and this is the 7th. Yeah, let's mark that here. Jim. He actually lost Game 7. In the actual World Series. Okay, so Jim Willoughby's in. McEnany's done. And I think we're going to go with Pedro Bourbon. He's an A+. So let's get Pedro Bourbon ready. All right. Willoughby's in. And we're going to get Pedro Bourbon, who's been tagged for a couple of homers in this series. Again, he can give you 2 innings at an A+ at home. And he's going to come in the 8th. Let's just get that ready. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Thank you for joining us tonight. Vote for Pedro. What movie's that from? Chat, vote for Pedro. What movie? Someone's got to get that. Come on. Pedro Bourbon will come in the 8th. All right, we have got our accounting done. Trivia question. Vote for Pedro. What movie? Bottom of the 7th. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever go back for its root for your favorite team. If they lose, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. And now a bonus song for Dave Gardner, Dave Little, and Steeler fan 1933, a.k.a. Matt. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dave Gardner, Dave Little, Steeler fan 1933, a.k.a. Matt. Happy birthday to all of you. And many happy, healthy ones to come. God bless. As the answer in the chat, Dave Little, best movie ever, Napoleon Dynamite, says Brandon Baker, Steeler fan 1933. Napoleon Dynamite, you are correct. All right, back to the ball game as I try to drown my tears in trivia and singing. So Pedro Borbon. Oh, no, we're in the bottom of the 7th. Excuse me. Bottom of the 7th. We're not in the top of the 8th. It's Morgan, Bench, and Foster to face Jim Willoughby. The pitch to little Joe Morgan. Morgan is hitless. He's 0 for 3. That's a 2. And, of course, Jim Willoughby shits himself. Pardon my language. That's a 0-8 against the right-handed throwing Willoughby. And that is a single. A single to center. So, quite quickly, Willoughby introduces himself to Joe Morgan, and Joe Morgan likes it. Leadoff single for the Cincinnati Reds in the top of the 7th. Johnny Bench comes to the plate. The pitch to Willoughby to Bench. That's a 4. That's a 78. Bench swings the stick, bangs it to Juan Beniquez. Beniquez charges, his only plays to first. Advancing to second is little Joe Morgan on the slow chopper to third. So Bench is now 0 for 3 with a walk. There's one down, runner at second. The speedy Joe Morgan. I probably should have stole with Morgan. I didn't think of that. Not going to steal now. Foster's at the plate. Morgan should score on a base hit. 1 out. Morgan takes his lead. Willoughby trying to keep him close. As you can see, Doyle darting in. Willoughby keeping an eye on Morgan. Now he looks to the plate, and he deals to George Foster. Speak softly, carry a big boomstick. That's a 3. That is an 88. Foster sends that high and deep to left. Carbo racing back at the wall, and he makes the catch. Oh, Foster just missed that one. Retreating back to second is Morgan. Willoughby 1 out away from putting up a desperately needed goose egg to keep it a 3-run deficit. 2 outs. Morgan will be off on contact, and here's Tony Perez. TP is 1 for 3. He reached on a Beniquez error that scored an unearned run. Has flown out to then Yastrzemski in left and has singled. Willoughby takes a deep breath. He rocks and deals to Tony Perez. That's a 1. That's a 63. That's going to end the inning. A hot smash to Burleson at short. He plays it, fires to Yastrzemski, and the side is retired. The leadoff single by Morgan goes for naught. We go to the top of the 8th. 3-0 Cincinnati. The Red Sox down to their final 6 outs, and Pedro Borbon on the mound for the Big Red Machine. Borbon will face Burleson in the top of the order, Carbo and Evans. Evans came in to pinch hit for Cooper. Stayed in, moved to right. Carbo moved to left. Yastrzemski moved from left to first. Desperate time now for the boys from Boston. They're down to their final 6 outs. Best of 7 series knotted at 3. Burleson is 1 for 2. He has singled and struck out. Borbon deals to the rooster. Will he crow? Yes, he will. That is a 16, and that is a single to left. So Burleson jumps on the first pitch fastball. He's now 2 for 3. As he's clapping his hands at first, crowing, trying to rev up the Boston boys. Top of the order, Bernie Carbo. Carbo is 0 for 3. 2 groundouts and a strikeout. Boy, would Carbo like to go yard off Borbon and pull the Red Sox to within 1. Evans on deck. Carbo against right-handed pitching reaches safely 0 through 40. Borbon hoping for the double play ball off the bat of Bernie Carbo. Pitch inbound to Carbo. It's a 5. It's a 26. And And that is a walk, but first base is occupied, so it's a 2-2 count. We do it again. Bourbon deals to Carbo. That's a 5. That's a 46. Swing and a miss. Bada. He blows the fastball by Carbo. These Reds pitchers continue to mow down the Boston Bats. The second time Bernie has gone down via the K. Red Sox down to 5 outs. And here's Dwight Evans. He pinched hit for Cecil Cooper in the 6th. Evans, 0 through 28, he reaches. The pitch to Dewey from Pedro Bourbon. That's a 3. That is a 0-3. And that is a double. Evans gets a hold of that fastball. And it gongs off the wall in left. And Burleson will be held at third. A 1-out double by Dewey. Tying run comes to the plate in Gold Dust Twin number 1. Freddie Lynn, the Red Sox are not dead yet. Lynn, 1 for 1. He's singled and walked twice. No more good lefties in the pen. We could go to Clay Carroll, but again, he's the same as Pedro Bourbon. There's really no difference here. Raleigh Eastwick is an A, which is actually slightly worse than Pedro Bourbon, who's an A+. Or we could go to Pat Darcy, who's a C, and 2 automatic walks, but no, he's a righty too. Fred Norman, he's awful at home. He's a lefty. They're going to stick with Pedro Bourbon. He's an A+. Sparky has a word with him, and he's going to stick with him. Bourbon, remember, he gave up 2 homers in his first appearance in the series. I think Freddie Lynn did get him for 1. Lynn could tie it up with one mighty swing of the bat. The pitch from Bourbon. Second and third to Freddie Lynn. It's a 2. It's a 66. That ball, God fudge knocker. That ball's hit to second. Guess who plays second? So on a 66, it doesn't matter. He's a positive fielder. Neutral or positive nullifies that. So Morgan on the 66 makes the play. Let's see if Burleson scores. He should score on the 66 with the runner advancing to third. But let's just double check. No runner at first. Ball hit to second. 66, 1 through 9. Yeah, 1 through 9 runners advance. So the Red Sox finally plate one on the ground out to Morgan. Burleson scores. It's now 3-1. Evans goes to third. The ground out will give Lynn a ribby. And the Red Sox are down by 2. So it's now 3-1. Red Sox down to 4 outs left in this series. And Burleson scored the run. And that brings up Jim Ed Rice. So Burleson scored. Evans to third. Lynn is out on the ground out. That's 2 outs. And here's Jim Ed Rice, who has struggled, to say the least. Jim Ed Rice is a tying run at the plate. He's 0 for 3 today, 2 strikeouts and a flyout. Bourbon deals to Rice. That is a 4. It is a 0-9, and Rice singles. And Evans trots in from third as Rice jumps all over the breaking pitch. Bourbon tried to fool him, and Jim Ed Rice just took all of his frustrations out on that pitch as he lines it to center. So Rice singles. He has an RBI. Evans trots in from third, and the Red Sox are only down 1. And the Red Sox bench continues to come to life. Now 3-2. Boy, you can just see Rice a bit happier with himself now. A huge single there. That's his first ribby of the series. I'm quite sure of it. And that's it for Pedro Borbon. Unbelievable. They get to Pedro Borbon again, A+ or not. Here comes Sparky Anderson, and there's the hook. Rice, the tying run at first with 2 outs. Yastrzemski at the plate, and Pedro Borbon only pitches 2/3. He's given up 2 runs, and he's responsible for Rice at first. And that will bring in Clay Carroll, who's an A+ right-handed pitcher for 2 innings. So it's Clay Carroll coming in the game. Eastwick ready to go for the 9th if necessary. Though I think we'll stick with Clay Carroll in the A+. So Borbon is done. Here comes Clay Carroll. And he comes in the 8th with 2 outs. He's the 4th Reds pitcher, as we have another thriller here in this series. Oops, not there. Over here. So Clay Carroll, Pedro Borbon is knocked around. And Clay Carroll's going to try to get the 3rd and final out here in the top of the 7th. He'll face Carl Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski, yes, is 0 for 2. He has walked and struck out twice. 3-2 Reds. Carroll gets his instructions from bench. Bench back behind the plate. Squats down. Sets a target. The pitch to Captain Carl. Carl Yastrzemski. That's a 3. That is a 44. And that is an event chart roll. And again, we're not doing anything crazy. 44 event chart. Let's roll. That's a 55. Infield hit! 54 through 70. Whether with bases empty or runners on, Yastrzemski nubs one into no man's land, and by the time someone picks the ball up, Rice is to second, and Yastrzemski has himself an infield single. Holy cow, an infield hit for Yaz, as he just chopped it, and it found the perfect spot on the infield grass, in between everybody on the right side. As Reds fans start to get a bit anxious. And again, event chart, 55, 54 through 70, infield hit. Bases empty or runners on. Oh, Nelly. Another wild one in this series, so that's an infield single. Rice moves to second, and here comes Pudge. Carroll made a tough pitch on Yastrzemski, and the dice gods were not with him. 2 outs, 2 on, 3-2 Cincinnati. Tying run at second in Rice. Rice is a moderate runner. Go-ahead run at first in Yastrzemski. He also is a moderate runner. Clay Carroll now with a beat of sweat. The pitch to Pudge. That's a 5, and he's going to get out. Oh, it's a 99! It is a 99. Wild pitch or balk. Clay Carroll does not do box. 36 and under, it is a wild pitch. Anything above, we do it again. 97, the ball is blocked by Johnny Bench. Oh boy, runners stay at first and second. Fisk steps back in the box. Clay Carroll looks like a nervous wreck on that mound. Will he poop himself? Red Sox fans around the world are hoping. The pitch to Pudge once again. It is a 1. He doesn't poop himself. It's a 53. Hard hit ball to Perez. Perez races to the bag and steps on it, and the side is retired, as I believe Clay Carroll was holding his butt cheeks together. Wonderful play by Tony Perez to get out Pudge. The Red Sox do plate 2, and they pull to within 1. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 3-2 Cincinnati. And Clay Carroll might have pooped himself. We know that Pedro Barbone sure did. Due up in the bottom of the 8th, Griffey, Redmond, and Concepcion to face Jim Willoughby. As again, this game goes down the stretch. Red Sox finally get on the board. As Dave Little says, Carroll wasn't the only one who might have pooped himself, LOL. RJL518 has joined us. Check out that wonderful channel, our good friend Rob. He says, Clay Carroll got the win for Chicago White Sox in my 76 game versus Detroit. That was on earlier. I was watching most of that. It was a good game. It was tied when I left to set this up. I didn't want to start too late. Got to get up early for work, or earlier than I normally do. All right, bottom of the 8th, Willoughby will face Ken Griffey Sr. He had the big triple that knocked in a run. He's 1 for 3. The pitch to Griffey Sr., that's a 6. That's a 22. A positive fielder can rob this. And the only positive fielder we have is the right fielder, Evans. Where's the ball hit? Ooh, it's a 55. 55 is a ball hit to center field. Lynn coming in, he makes a dive, but he smothers it. It is a single, as he's a neutral fielder. And Ken Griffey Sr. picks up his second hit. So they're trying to come back. Reds would love some insurance runs here. And they start off once again with a leadoff batter getting on. Lynn made a diving attempt to no avail. A leadoff single for Ken Griffey. That'll bring up Merv Redmond. Redmond, 89 on the bunt attempt. He's going to bunt. And it's an 80. Holy cow. It's a successful bunt. Fielded. So a sack bunt even. Fielded by the pitcher Willoughby. Again, he thought about going to second, but took the sure out at first. Doyle covered on the wheel play. So that's a sack, 1-4. Redmond's out, but he does his job. Sparky pats him on the bat as he's in the dugout. So Griffey's in scoring position with one out. 3-2 Cincinnati. And that brings up Davey Concepcion. Concepcion is 2 for 2. He's a sack bunt. He singled, stolen a base, and scored. And he singled and was thrown out on a pitch out when he attempted to steal. Griffey at second. The pitch to Davey Concepcion. That's a 1-36. Swing and a miss on the slider. Willoughby's dealing now. First strikeout for Willoughby. There are 2 outs now. Number 9 batter, Cesar Geronimo, approaches the plate as we register the K. Willoughby has to keep it a 1-run deficit. Geronimo's 1 for 3. A fly out, a ground out, and a single. Geronimo's had some clutch hits earlier in the series. Can he do it again? 3-2. The Big Red Machine. Game 7 here in Cincinnati. Series obviously knotted at 3. Willoughby takes a deep breath. Griffey takes a lead. Pitch inbound to Cesar Geronimo. It's a 35. Oh, fudge knocker. The dreaded range check. Get to the kitchen, as our good friend Kurt Berglund says. And that's going to be an error or a play not made, and it's a 60. And that's going to be an error. So we have no one who's that good of a fielder. Actually, I haven't seen a 1. 2 is the best I've ever seen. So booting this ball is Rick Burleson. Rick Burleson boots the ball. And with 2 outs, runners advance 2 bases. So that ball goes into left field. .60. He's going to attempt to score. We get to try to throw him out, though. Carbo has an excellent arm. 20 and under. He's out. Bernie throws, but not in time. The Reds get the insurance run that they so desperately wanted. So the single and the sack produce a run. On the error, another unearned run. And those 2 unearned runs look like they will cost Boston the game. No RBI. That's an E6. Griffey scores. Carbo's throw not in time. So that is an E6. Griffey scores the Reds' 4th run. They get one back. It's now 4-2. Still 2 outs. Top of the order. And Pete Rose. So Griffey scores. The pitch to Charlie Hustle. He's had a good game. That's a 1. That's a 15. Single. But Willoughby's an A-plus pitcher, so it's a foul ball. The next pitch, swing and a miss. The single against an A-plus. That's why you go with the A-plus pitcher in this game, even if the other dude, unless you're playing as played kind of stuff. And that ends the inning as Rose is retired, but the Reds get a huge insurance run. We go to the top of the 9th, 4-2 Cincinnati. Big strikeout by Willoughby. Another error puts another nail in the Red Sox coffin here in Game 7. Beniquez, Doyle, and Burleson to face. Well, I would love to bring Raleigh Eastwick in and drop from an A-plus pitcher to an A. But we're going to stick with Clay Carroll. Clay Carroll stays in the game to close it off with his A-plus. Eastwick is ready if necessary. As Brandon Baker says, we'll take the insurance. Tex Leaguer says, the Rooster lays an egg. He sure did. 2 errors cost the Red Sox 2 runs. Beniquez and Burleson on that left side. So Clay Carroll will try to close it out for Gary Nolan and the Reds here in Game 7, 4-2 lead. Carroll would get the save, Nolan the win. The loss would go to Reggie Cleveland, who didn't pitch bad. Willoughby's given up an unearned run. Cleveland gave up an unearned run. Had those unearned runs not occurred, it'd be 2-2. But they did occur. So now Clay Carroll faces Juan Beniquez 0 for 3. The pitch to Juan. That's a 5, and that is an 89. Beniquez sends a fly ball to Foster. Foster in left makes the catch. Beniquez is 0 for 4. Red Sox down to their final 2 outs. What a thrilling series this has been. It might have been different the way we played it, but with very similar results. Not always the same heroes, but very similar results with wild and crazy games, especially Game 6. Here's Denny Doyle trying to get on. Doyle must get on. As Dave Gardner says, yeah, but Boston won in real life. Yes, they did. At least that's how I dream it. Doyle needs to get on to bring the tying run to the plate. The pitch from Carroll to Denny Doyle. That's a 2. That's an 80. Doyle swings the stick. Lazy fly ball to center. Geronimo coming in. He makes the catch. 2 down. The Reds are 1 out away from taking the series as they did in real life. 4-3. Why did that do that? Okay, why is that doing that? We want to align that. Let's go like this. And 9 space 8. All right, so it's Rick Burleson who committed the error. Gave the Reds that desperately needed insurance run. He must get on to take it to Bernie Carbo and the top of the order. Reds up on the top step of the dugout. Reds fans all standing and cheering for Clay Carroll and the Big Red Machine. It is deafening here at Cincinnati. It is rocking and a-rolling. The pitch to Rick Burleson. It's a 5. It is a 38. Swing and a miss! And the game and series is over as they mob Clay Carroll on the mound. Johnny Bench jumps into his arms. It is all over. The Reds win Game 7, 4-2. How do you do? Well, if you're a Reds fan, you're doing quite well. If you're a Bostonian Basher fan, not so good, as the rain falls in New England, as the mighty Casey has struck out. So there you have it, a final in what was an epic Pine Tar series. 1975 Reds against the 75 Red Sox. The Reds win the series. We can mark that now. Reds, speak of the English, Al. Reds win series 4-3. As there's much jubilation and jocularity here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Pine Tar Baseball, very fun. I do enjoy this game. As Brandon Baker says, another championship in the Queen City. Dave Little, and the 1975 World Series belongs to the Cincinnati Reds. And I'll just add once again, and again, this was our alternate reality, our alternate playthrough, and it was a lot of fun. It went 7 wild games. And it is done with the same result. Winning pitcher is Gary Nolan. The save goes to Clay Carroll. The losing pitcher, Reggie Cleveland. Hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did, playing and broadcasting. Pine Tar Baseball can be purchased by contacting Kurt Berglund via email or also checking out the Pine Tar Baseball website, Life is Sports Games. Like to thank Kurt Berglund and James Formo for making such a wonderful game and team. So I like to thank Brandon Baker, the touchdown maker, Tex Leaguer, Dave Little. Check out his wonderful YouTube channel. Dave Gardner had an excellent interview with Ron Juckett with the gentleman from Out of the Ballpark Baseball. You can check that out on Spreaker, Digital to Dice. Also, please check out Dave Gardner's YouTube channel, another fun content creator. Of course, our good friend RJL518, Baseball Galore. Check out his wonderful channel. Steeler Fan 1933, a.k.a. Matt, thank you very much. As we continue to scroll up, we had Sports Time Machine, thank you. Check out his channel. Celebrity Bikini, a.k.a. Jake Cruz. Captain Carl 8, the Red Sox couldn't unfortunately pull it off for us. Our good friend Fandom D Saint, David the Saint, another fun content creator for all things TV reviews and more. Fandom D Saint. Derek Rao. Mike McAllister, recovering from major surgery. So happy he could join us and happy he's feeling better and his recovery will go well. God bless. Continued prayers to you. Jim L., thank you very much. And I think we got everybody. So thank you. Stay safe. Be smart. As Brandon Baker says, yeah, Pine Tar did this series very well. It is. It is very good. Jim Rice struggled, unfortunately. But it was fun. Again, I don't play as played, so I'm going to do what's right for both teams. And it was a fun series. I enjoyed it. We'll have another series coming up. But first, we're going to finish up our Out of the Ballpark 1950 Red Sox taking on the 1978 Yankees. What a great game in Game 1. If you haven't checked that out, we did that one last night. Please do so. What a fabulous, wild game that was. As that's a best-of-7 series using Out of the Ballpark 22. So stay safe, be smart, treat people the way you want to be treated. I greatly appreciate your time. If you like, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed and you want to, if you're watching someone else who's not subscribed, please subscribe if you want to. And if you do subscribe, if you are a subscriber, hit the bell notification so you can join us when we go live. And you should hit the bell notification for all the wonderful subscriptions you have in our community, so when they're live and if you're available, you can go live and enjoy. Okay? So, anyway, Steeler fan 1933, a.k.a. Matt, is glad to hear Mike McAllister's on the mend. He was in the chat earlier. I hope he listened to it, and I hope he enjoyed the game, though he was rooting for the Red Sox, and they didn't win. But that's the way the dice gods go. So God bless. The Reds win 4-2, take Game 7. They take the series 4-3. You know it's coming, folks. You know it's coming, folks. Peace! Love you all.